Yes, it's a simple problem. Okay, very simple problem. So what you have to do means simply you have to use a short 1D array. You have to use it over there. Okay, if you are using short 1D array means you will get the answer. Okay, simply. So first create the array. So create the array with the so let me give the number. So 500 I'm giving there and 750 115 1000 I'm giving there. Okay. So the for the array you are going to do array palette going for short 1D array will be available. If you are going for short 1D array means connect the short 1D array, then put a indicator over there. Okay, label it as ascending array. Ascending array. Okay. Okay, so the array elements will be sorted over there. Okay, then how will you make descending order? How will you do descending order? Ascending order. Okay, how will you do descending order? Descending order. Again, you are going to use only one function for descending order. So if you are using the reverse 1D array means if you are using reverse 1D array here means for the output you have to use, okay, for this output array you have to use the reverse 1D array. Okay, don't use the reverse 1D array here. Okay, so answer will be wrong, answer will end up. Okay, so use this reverse 1D array here and put a label and create an indicator here. So this is going to be a descending value. Okay, now you run the VA means you will get a ascending order, descending order you will get. Okay, simply. Okay, the function behavior is very important. Okay, again I'm telling function behavior you should understood over there. Okay, simple task. Okay, so label it properly. Okay, okay, now save this VA. Okay, now we'll discuss two more function is there. Okay, so in array palette you have the initialize array will be available, build array will be available. Okay, remaining functions try to practice. Okay, so remaining function means as the split 1D array, search 1D array, rotate 1D array. Okay, so practice this function and no need of these functions are. Okay, interpolate, threshold, interleave, these are all not required. Okay, more often this is not required over there. Okay, so that's why. So practice the remaining function. Okay, so now we will discuss about initialize array and build array over there. Okay, so save the VA and create a new VA once again. Okay, now first we'll start with the initialize array over there. Okay, initialize array. Okay, so let me label it here. Okay, initialize array. Okay, so normally how you will create a 1D array? How you will create a 1D array or 2D array? Normally how you will create a one dimension or 2-dimension array in LabVIEW? Normally how will you create a 1D or 2D array in LabVIEW? How you will create? How you will create basically? What are the steps you will follow to create a 1D array in LabVIEW? So normally you will go for front panel, go for front panel by going to the front panel, taking the numeric taking the array, then put the respective data type inside the array over there. Okay, that's likewise you will create a array over there. Okay, placing the controls over there, placing the proper control in the front panel over there. Okay, that's the way to create the numeric array control over there. Okay, so with the help of this initialize array and build array function, you can able to create the array by using programmatically. Okay, programmatically by giving one value, that value, based on that value your array will be created over there. Okay, so normally you will create an array like data containers array, you will go then put a array control over there. Okay, then you will initialize some elements over there, okay, 2, 3, okay, so 5 you are giving there, okay. So here you are creating this array, you are creating array with a front panel, you are doing that, okay, not by doing the programmatically, okay. Programmatically means you are going to define what is the dimension size and what is the element you are going to use to create the array over there. If you are giving means that particular function, either initialize array or build array function, will create the array, will create the array by programmatically. That only we are going to discuss, okay. So totally we discussed two methods, sir. One method will be, that's the user convenience only, okay. I'm not telling you how to use this one, okay. If the user wants to create array with the help of the front panel, means he can able to create, okay, or else he can able to go for other method, like by using the initialize array or build array function, okay. We'll first see initialize, then we'll go for build array, okay. So in initialize array you have the two terminals will be available, element will be available, dimension size will be available, okay. Element means with that element you are with the element only your array is going to form over there, okay. Now I'm going to create the constant here, no need of control, okay. I am going to create the constant with the value 5, okay. I'm giving the value 5, I am giving that is a element value. Now I am giving the dimension value here, okay. Dimension value I am giving there, okay. 2 I am giving here, or not 5 I am giving here, okay. Now so my dimension size will be 5 I am giving there, okay. 5 I am giving there, okay. Now what is the output data type I will get? What is the output data type I will get? Might be array or string, array or scalar value. What is the output data type I will get? Array, okay. Dimension. Array means what is the dimension? Dimension, what is the dimension you will get? 5 dimension. Super, 5 dimension. Okay. I expected. That's why I give the value 5. Okay. Any other answers? 1D. 1D. Why 1D? Why can't 5D? Why can't 5D? Because dimension is 5 I provided, no. So here the output will be simply just create an indicator here, okay. So just create the indicator, create indicator. Dimension you will get, okay. Well, I will tell why you are getting the one dimension, okay. So why you are getting the answer one dimension here means, so here the value will be 5, the value 5 will come as a one dimension array over there, okay. So what will happen mean, the value 5 will be given, 5 will be appear in the 5 times, the value 5 will be appear 5 times in the initialize array output over there, okay. See here I'm running the VI, the value 5 will come for 5 times over there, okay. That is the one dimension, okay. And now if you want to make two dimension means, what you have to do means, so simply you have to add the dimension over there, okay. Like we saw in our, so we saw how to add dimension in this place, you will drag that particular thing. Same way here, so if the dimension is dragged only one time, okay, if the this is the element, okay, you cannot able to increase the element here, okay. So only one element you can able to provide. But here if you want to, here only one dimension will be dragged here, okay. If you want to drag, if you want to get two dimension means you have to drag one more time, or else right click, probably you don't have that value, okay. Yes, you are getting that. So go after getting the resizing arrow, right click, go for add dimension. You are getting the add dimension will be available. Now you can, now you have to provide the value, dimension value you have to provide over there. Right click, create a constant. So I'm giving 3, I'm giving that, okay. Now what is the output you will get? Now what is the output dimension you will get? Output dimension. What is the output dimension you will get? 2D array you will get, okay. Don't jump to 8D array. Don't tell 8D array and all, okay. 8D array will not come, okay. So kindly see the and. So I dragged it twice. I dragged the dimension 2 times, that will become a 2-dimension array, okay. It will become 5 row will be, this is always row, okay. First one will be always row, 5 row, 3 column you will get, okay. So just drag the dimension here, okay, to solve the error. So now 5 row you will get, okay. Row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5. 5 row, 3 column you will get, okay. This way you will get the answer over there, okay. So this is the way, so you have to use the initialize array over there, okay. If you are dragged one time in, that will form a one dimension. If it is dragged two time in, it will become a two dimension over there. Okay. So if suppose three time dragged mean three dimension will form over there. Okay. By seeing the number, don't tell 5D and 3D or 8D. Don't tell over there. Okay. How many times this is dragged? That of time the array will be formed over there. Okay. That's it. But what is the disadvantage of using this one? What is the disadvantage of using this one? Disadvantage. So here in this place, you cannot able to provide a different values over there. Okay. Initializer, what it will do means it will with the only one value, one specifically value, you can able to create the array over there. Okay. You cannot able to provide different values over there. Okay. So same element only it will create over there. Okay. Sometimes this will be helpful, but not all the cases over there. Okay. To avoid this one, you have a build array will be available. Okay. Build array will be available. Have a build array. Okay. The function name will be build array. Okay. Build array will be available over there. Okay. To overcome that, if you want to provide multiple, because in definitely in our application we are not going to use same value. Okay. Mostly we'll use different values over there. Okay. To do that, we have a build array function will be available. With the build array function, now slightly just like a concatenate. Okay. Just drag it over there. Okay. How many value you want to initialize? Just drag it that much of time. I am going for only 3 times over there. 3 times I'm dragging there. Okay. So I am going to initialize a element value. Any lucky number? Lucky number quickly. Any lucky number? Tell me, we have 3 values will be available. Okay. 4. Okay. 9. Then 7. Okay. So now I gave the value 4, 9, 7. I am giving there. Okay. Now what is the output it will create? What is the output dimension you will get? What is the output dimension you will get, and what is the output value you will get? Now we tell 2 things. What is the output dimension and what is the output value? What is the array value basically? Definitely builder and initializer are going to give output in the form of array only. It's going to provide. Okay, there is no doubt in that. Okay, what is the dimension you will get? 1D. What is the value? Output value. 4, 5, 9 you will get simply 4, 5, 9. See the proceed probably might be a by mistake you are getting that, sir. So 4, 9, 7 you will get. Okay, 4, 9, 7. So now right click, create the indicator. So see here, your answer will be, if I run the program means you will get a 4, 9, 7 you will get. Okay. So this is the way you can able to provide a multiple elements over there. Okay. Now we'll try to build the 1D over the one dimension as a we'll try to give 1D as a input over. Here we are giving the scalar value. I'm giving that. Okay. So if you are giving scalar value means your output will be one dimension you are getting that. Okay. All the scalar value will be collected and forming a one dimension array we are getting over there. Okay. Now I am going to give a input as a one dimension I am going to provide over there. See here. So I am going to take the same build array function, build array. So I am going to connect this value, 1D value I am connecting that. I am going to drag 3 times. I am going to connect same value over there. Okay. Now what is the dimension you will get now? What is the dimension you will get now? What is the dimension you will get now? Dimension. Still it will be 1D or it will be dimension will increase. See the see here. Okay. See this problem over there. Okay. And then tell here it will be scalar value you are providing over there, and you are getting the output is 1D you are getting over there. Okay. Now my input will be 1D. Now what is the output you will get? Think and then tell. 3D. Okay. 3D. What's the answer? So here it will be, you are going to have a value like a 4, 9, 7 will be available. That's a scalar value, and output you are getting a 1D you are getting over there. Okay. But now here I am trying to perform the 1D as a input I am giving there. Okay. Of course 4, 9, 7 will come for twice, and third time I am giving 55, 66, 77 I am giving there. Okay. Now if I create indicator means 3D will not come again. I don't see how many times I dragged over here. Here the dimension will be 1D as a input we are giving means, so if input will be 1D means, so the function will not see how many times you are dragging this one. Okay. Even if you are dragging 10 times, it will not perform 10D array over there. Okay. So now we'll check out how many, what is the dimension of this input array? Dimension of the input array will be one dimension. Okay, now that's why the output will be two dimension. One, the dimension will be increased by one. Okay, here the element, a scalar value will be available, but output will be increased by, the dimension will be increased by one. That's why it's performed the one dimension. Okay, now the input will be one dimension, the output will be two dimension. One by one step the dimension will be increased over. Okay, so output will be two dimension we are getting there. Okay, so see here, let me run the VI here. So you run the VI means you will get a 497 will come as a one row. Next time 497 will come. So 497, 55, 66, 77 will come over there. Okay. So what is the array size here? What is the array size of this one? Array size. Array size. Always dimension will be increased by step. Array size 9. Array size 9. See, that is a two dimension array. Two dimension array. See, two dimension array. Just now we discussed array size. Okay, that is a 3 by 3 array. Okay, 3 row 3 column will be available for a not 9. Okay, one dimension means yes, the answer will be you can tell 3 or whatever you can tell. Okay, but it's a two dimension, row and column will be available. Okay, so dimension will be increased by step. Okay, not directly, it will not move to 3 dimension at all. Okay, now one question: suppose if you are using build array function, build array, now the input will be two dimension. Okay, now input will be two dimension. Now what is the output you will get? Input will be two dimension. Now what is the output you will get? So at no point of time the dimension won't decrease over there. Okay, dimension will not decrease. Always it will increase by step it will increase. The dimension will increase all the time. Dimension will increase all the time. I think you are thinking about I'm using only one time. Probably you can tell it will come for 2D will come, but not like that. Okay, so answer is three dimension you will get. See here, three dimension you will get. Okay, so again I'm telling, if you are using build array function means always so dimension will be increased by one step, it will increase over there. If you see the input will be 2D means output will be 3D you will get. Input will be 3D means output will be 4D you will get. Okay, so input will be scalar means output will be definitely one dimension you will get. 1D means 2D it will go over there. Okay, so kindly remember this one, don't want this one. Okay, understood this one? Understood this build array? Build array? Understood this build array? Because in build array, totally two type of input will be available. Okay, this is the one type of input. Okay, so this is the appended input. So the input name will be, both the places the input name will be appended input. Appended input. Okay, the input name will be appended input, and here you have the another input will be concatenate input will be available. Concatenate input will be available over there. Okay, appended input will be available, concatenate input will be available. Okay, if it is appended input means how to identify that is a appended input or concatenate input means I will tell now. So simply again take the same build array function, because in build array only you have two different things are available. Take the same build array function, put a label as build array, both will be same. Okay, so now right click on the build array. After taking the build array, right click, choose the input as concatenate input. Okay, by default it will be the appended only you will get. Okay, but you have to change that input mode to concatenate. Now if you are dragging means, now drag the array over there. Okay, now see the difference over there. In the build array appended mode, only one box is available over there. Okay, one box will be available on the input side. Okay, but see the concatenate, so like a string concatenation. Okay, so here you have a double box will be available, two boxes will be available, that will become a concatenate input over there. Okay, you have to identify the difference between appended and concatenated. Okay, appended means only one box will be available on the input side, but build array concatenate input you have a two boxes will be available in the inside the function. You can able to see it over there. Okay, now I'm going to give the input here. So I'm going to connect the now what is the output you will get? What is the output you will get now? Concatenate. Okay, so think about this is a concatenate. So you know what is string concatenation, how concatenation will execute. Okay, so think about that. Okay, think about and then tell me what is the array dimension you will get. Like a string, how string concatenation will execute, same way this build array concatenation also going to execute. Okay, now tell me what is the array dimension you will get. What's the dimension you will get? 1D, 2D, 1D. Okay. Answer is 1D only you will get. 1D only will get. Okay. 2D will not come. 2D will not come. Okay. So answer is 1D only will come over there. Okay. If you are using the concatenate input, if it is a appended input means I said dimension will increase step by step. Okay. So if the input will be 1D means output will be 2D you will get. But if it is a concatenate means what is the input dimension you are using there? Same dimension will be written in the output side also. Okay. So you have to understand that. Okay. So if it is a concatenate input means what is the input dimension you are using there? Same thing, same dimension will be written in the output side also. Okay. Now if you run the VA means how the value will concatenate means. Okay. So first what will happen? Value for value here it will be 497 will come 497 like value will come like this 4 4 comma 9 comma 7 will come. Then next this is the input is going on. Okay. Comma 55 66 77. Then again 4 9 7 will come over there. Okay. This is a concatenation over there. Okay. Simply now run the program, you will get the answer over here. 4 9 7 is available. Okay. This is the thing. Okay. So the difference between appended and concatenate means if the input is appended means dimension will increase all the time by one step. Okay. 1D means 2D, 2D means 3D. Okay. But concatenate means what is the input dimension are using in this place? The input dimension, the same dimension will be written in the output also. Okay. If the input will be 2 dimension means output will be definitely 2 dimensionally. You will get it over there. Okay. So that's the difference between appended input and concatenate input. Okay. So do it. Okay. If you complete it means we'll conclude the array topic. Okay. So if you have any doubts, mean just tell me. Okay. Any doubt mean just tell me. Do it. Okay. Do it and save the VA. Okay. Any doubt mean just tell me. Okay. If done means we'll conclude array topic. Then we'll go for cluster data type. Cluster. Okay. We'll go for cluster next. So save all the VAs. Okay. Save the VAs. Complete means tell me. Okay. So understood. Okay. Understood. And then do. Okay. Any doubt mean just tell me. Okay. What about remaining people? Completed or not? Just tell me quickly. We'll go for cluster data type next. Okay. So create the new VA. Okay. Create the new VA. Create a new VA. Now we will discuss about clusters. Okay. What is array means? Array will be basically a collection of same data type. Okay. Then what about cluster? Cluster. What about cluster? What about cluster? Array means collection of same data type. Okay. What about cluster? Cluster. Can you guess? Or did you hear the word cluster before? So cluster basically collection of different data types. Okay. Collection of same data type will be the array. Collection of different data type will be the cluster. Okay. Now right click. Go for again same data, same array or a cluster palette for you. I'm going for data containers. So take the cluster. Okay. So that is a input cluster I'm giving there. Okay. I'm giving label as input cluster. What is the color you are getting there? What's the color you are getting for the cluster? Again, you will get a black color or gray color. You will get it over there. Okay. So again, that will represent data type is not initialized over there. Okay. Now you are. I am going to initialize the values over there. For that, simply I am going to put the respective data type numeric control. I am going to place it over there. Numeric control. Okay. Numeric control. Let's take the example. We'll take an example like a participant name. Okay. Participant name I'm giving that. Okay. Now next thing I'm going for boolean. I'm going to place the boolean value. Boolean value. Okay. Boolean value whether present or absent. Attendance we can tell. Attendance I'm leaving there. Okay. Then next I'm going to string. Put the string over there. Okay. Whatever we can label it as for here participant number we can tell. Okay. Participant number. Okay. And here present or absent we can tell. Okay. Or else let me go with a name. Okay. Name. So here you have a in a cluster I have a numeric value will be available. That is a boolean value will be available and name will be available over there. Okay. Totally I have a 3 different data types will be available over there. Okay. Now in this cluster you can able to place the. It is possible to place the array also. Okay. Now right click. Go for array and put the array over there. Array over there. Okay. Now why you are getting black color here again? Why you are getting black color? So in the cluster you can put any data type. Okay. Array, number, new string, boolean, array, even cluster also you can able to put it over there. Okay. Now why you are getting the error? Why you are getting black color again? Why you are getting black color means that array is not defined over there. Okay. This particular cluster is defined, but this array is not defined over there. Okay. For the particular reason, that's the reason only you are getting the black color you are getting there. Okay. Now you are going to define the array. I am going to put the string control over there. Okay. String control I am giving there. Okay. I am giving a string control I am giving there. Okay. Now drag the array. So, drag the string control over there. Okay. Now see the cluster is not arranged properly. Okay. If you want to arrange the cluster properly means the best way will be right click on the cluster. Don't right click on the array or string. Okay. Right click on the cluster. Okay. See the border you will get 6 dots you will get. Right click on the cluster. Go for auto sizing. Okay. There you have a size to fit will be available. Horizontally, vertically will be available. You can choose anything over there. Okay. I am going for arrange vertically. So I am getting over there. Okay. Now let me give some numbers. Some name I'm giving there. Okay. Online I'm giving there. Okay. So this is going to be a lab view I'm giving there. Okay. So here it's going to be a VI. Here that will be internship I'm giving there. Okay. So here this is the way to provide the. This is the way to create the cluster over there. Okay. In the cluster you can able to put array also. Nothing will happen over there. Okay. Now I have a in the cluster. How many elements will be available? How many elements will be available in the cluster? How many elements will be available in the cluster means in the cluster you have the totally 4 elements will be available over there. So number, attendance, name, and some array will be available over there. Okay, totally 4 things are available. So in cluster, what are the functions we are going to discuss means, so only 4 functions will be available. Okay, so let me go for the block diagram. Before going to the block diagram, what is the color of the cluster you are getting there? What is the color of the cluster you are getting there? What is the color of the cluster? Pink color you are getting there. Normally, what is the pink color will represent? Normally, pink color will represent the string data type. Okay. Then how will you differentiate a string and this cluster? How will you string also pink color, cluster also pink color? Okay. Then how will you differentiate a string and cluster? See here, I'm taking a string control here. Okay. So both are pink color. Okay. How will you differentiate that? How will you differentiate that? How will you differentiate both the things? Small boxes inside the symbol. Okay, ABC inside string, super. So that is the thing. Okay, that is a simple thing. Okay, so if it's a cluster means you have some small boxes will be available over there. If it is string means ABC will be available over there. Okay, so that's the important thing you have to know. Okay, because pink means I don't know how many people think about this doubt. Okay, I don't know how many people think about this particular doubt over there. Okay, so you have to see the difference over there. Cluster means small boxes will be available, but string, that there you have the ABC will be available over there. Okay, so super, so you got it. Okay, properly. Okay, now cluster will be available. Now I am going to see the functions over there. In the functions that you have, a cluster will be available. In the block diagram you have the cluster, class, and variant will be available. In that we are going to see major 4 functions there: unbundle by name, bundle by name, unbundle, and bundle. Okay, these are the 4 functions, very basic function, very important function also. Okay, let me go for help window. We'll start from first function. We'll go for unbundle function. Okay, what is unbundle function? See the help window and then tell. Generally, what is unbundle? So see the help window and then tell. Unbundle. What is unbundle? What it will do? Unbundle function. So see the input and see the output over there. Okay, so see what is the input you are getting means my input will be cluster. Unbundle means basically it will split the cluster into individual elements over there. Okay, or else it will separate the cluster, or else it will divide the cluster into, it will dismantle the cluster into individual elements. So many things we can tell over there. Okay, so first thing will be unbundle means it will split the cluster into individual elements. Okay, kindly make a note of that, because there is some difference between unbundle and unbundle by name. Okay, that's why unbundle means splitting the cluster over there. Okay, so split the cluster into individual elements. Okay, now we'll use this function unbundle. Okay, I'm just connecting over there. Okay, now after placing that unbundle function, you are getting a dbl, tf, abc, and array square bracket you are getting. Okay, so same way, add with the point, same thing, splitting the cluster into individual elements based on the data type. Okay, so add that point. Okay, very important. Okay, unbundle function. So unbundle function, unbundle. So split the cluster into individual elements. Okay, based on the data type. Okay, very important. Okay, so here we are not getting any name over there. Okay, we are getting the number you are using means that's the reason the representation will be dbl. Its data type is reflecting over there in that place we are getting there. Okay, why it is following the order dbl, tf, abc, and array? Is there any reason behind that? Why it is following dbl, tf, abc, and array? So that is, can we change the order of this cluster, order of the element? It's possible. So why it is following the order like a dbl, tf, and abc, and array means, so the order, the reason behind the order will be simply how, not data type size. Okay, not at all data type size. Okay, data type, but nice guess, size of data type. Okay, but in this higher data type will be, array will be the higher one, but see, array is the last one you are getting there. If you are telling data type size means array will be the bigger one, no, compared to all the remaining 3 scalars. Simply how you are placing the element in the cluster. Okay, how the order, that is simply how you are getting DBL, TF, ABC you are getting means, so here why what happening there means, so how you are placing elements in the cluster. Okay, so first I place the number, I placed over there. Okay, that's why you are getting DBL over there. Okay, next I place the boolean, you are getting boolean data you are getting there. Okay, see here I am taking one cluster. Okay, now right click, I am going to place the boolean here. Okay, first I am placing the boolean. Okay, next I am going to place the string control. Okay, next I am going to place the array over there. Okay, so array, wait, see here, now I am going to place the array over there. Okay, probably numeric array I am placing there. Okay, now if I am going for the function, for the same function I am going for unbundle function. Okay, if I connect this value here, mean now how it will come, how the value will come, either array will come first or boolean will come first or string what is the order it will follow if I connect this if I connect this cluster, tell me what is the order you will get. So I said the cluster, how the cluster will make a order means, how you are placing elements into the cluster over there. Okay, array boolean, how you are placing the element in the cluster, how the user is placing the element in the cluster. Okay, so here which is the, so array first will not come. Okay, first of all array first will not come. Okay, why array first will not come means, so first the user is placed only boolean, only user is placed. Okay, how user is placing the elements in the cluster. Okay, so user placed boolean only. Okay, so user is not placed the array first. Okay, so to confuse you I am giving like this. Okay, so if I connect like this means, see here, so I placed first of all array only, sorry, I placed boolean only, I placed over there. So that's why we will get a boolean, then string will come, then only array will come over there. Okay, so the order will be how the user is placing elements into the cluster over there. Okay, you will not see how you are arranging the cluster there. Okay, so it will see how user is placing elements in the cluster. That's very important. So array, boolean, string, array will come. Okay, kindly note that. Okay, let me delete this one. Okay, so here you will get some answers. You will get, if you put indicator means you will get some answers over there. Okay, I don't want indicator. Now I am going for next function, unbundle by name. Unbundle by name. Okay, what is unbundle by name? See, help me on and tell what is unbundle by name. Unbundle means to split the cluster into individual data, individual elements or individual data based on the data type. Okay, what about unbundle by name? Read the help window. So return the cluster element whose names you specify over there. Okay, basically unbundle means it's going to split the cluster over there, but split the cluster with the help of the label the user is mentioning over there. Okay, that particular date, that particular element will be unbundled over there. Okay, remaining things will not be unbundled over there. Okay, here all will be unbundled. Okay, if it is unbundled means, now I am going for cluster here. So in this cluster it's asking the, so actually you are getting the label you are getting there. Okay, label of the control you are getting there. Okay, so normally you have a participant number will be available. If you want means you can able to drag this one. So drag this one and you can able to get, you can able to manage a number of things over there. Okay, so this is unbundled by name. So first I don't want a participant first here. So here it will give the option user, user can able to say which one he wants. Okay, so suppose I want a array means he can able to choose the array over there. Okay, then I am going to take a string here, string. So okay, I'm taking a string value, I'm taking over there. Okay, likewise user can able to choose anything over there. If the user doesn't want a attendance and participant number means he can able to eliminate that. Okay, but these two things will not be unbundled, these two will not be split over there. Okay, so here unbundle by name will give the user to have, which have an option to choose which one he wants to unbundle over there. Okay, so I am going to unbundle name and array, I am unbundling over there. Okay, so that these two things will come out, and the name and the participant number and attendance will not be come out over there. If you want means just drag it and then choose it over there. Okay, now next function will be bundle function. What is bundle function? Bundle, what is bundle? What is bundle? So see the help window and then tell. So if it is a bundle function means simply so creating the cluster, okay, simply creating the cluster, okay. So bundle means you are going to create the cluster or you are going to assemble the elements. You are going to collect many elements and you are going to combine the element and you will get a cluster output you will get, okay. So same way in array we discussed about build array, initialize we discussed that. Same way here also have a bundle will be available. So it will collect the elements and it will be built, it will be created a cluster over there, okay. So same way here also order will be very important, okay. How we are wiring the terminals for the, how we are wiring the terminals here, in that order only the cluster will create over there, okay. In the data type only the array will the cluster will create, okay. Now I am connecting the array first, okay. Then I am going to connect the, so I am going for string function. I am going to take a concatenate input, concatenate I am taking there, okay. So I am going to concatenate this input and this input, okay. Now I am connecting here, okay. Now tell me, if I create a output, if I create an output mean definitely output will be cluster only will get, okay. How many elements you will get and what is the order of the cluster, what is the order of the element you will get. So if I create a indicator means how many elements will be present in the indicator and what is the order of the element you will get, because it's going to mention the data type only, okay. Because bundle only we are mentioning there, okay. So it will see the data type only, it will see, it will not see any name over there, okay. Tell me the answer. Tell me the answer. So what will happen if you go for unbundling? Unbundling over there. Sorry, bundle. So what is the output result you will get if you create a cluster here means the output cluster will be string and array. String and array. Look at and tell me. First, which terminal is connected? First of all, I went for C here. Two elements will come. Super, two elements. What about the order of the element? Okay, how the order will follow? So order will be first array will come, then string data type will come. Okay, right click, create indicator. If you are going means output will be cluster. Okay, so order will be array will come first of all, then string will be coming over there. Okay, so array then string will come. Okay, so see, order is very important. Okay, so string array you cannot able to give. If you want a string and array means just exchange this terminal, okay. Connect a string terminal to here and keep the array terminal to down lower position means you will get a string first, array next you will get, okay. So very important, okay. What is the output you will get? What is the output you will get? Output. Tell me the output. Tell me the output. So input is here. Input is available here. What is the output? So name means here the string value is available, okay. Tell me the answer. Tell me the answer for array and that string. LabVIEW VA internship you will get. In array you will get a array will be displayed as it is, okay. And what are the things available in array? All those things will be displayed. And for concatenate string we are concatenating. So same thing, okay. Online you will get, okay. So answer is online you will get over there, okay. So concatenation, the kind of function you can able to perform over there, okay. Now right click and last function will be bundle by name, okay. Last function will be bundle by name. So we will assemble the cluster. Assemble elements to form a bundle function, okay. Last one will be bundle by name, okay. Bundle by name will be available, okay. So bundle by name function has, okay. So see the help window. In bundle by name function, in this function, how many required terminal is there? In bundle by name function, how many required terminal is there? How many required terminal is there? How many required terminal is there? Only one required terminal, okay. What is that required terminal means? Input cluster will be available over there, okay. What is the input cluster means? If you want to bundle the cluster with the help of the name, and you want to provide some reference value, you have to provide over there. Okay, reference value or input value you have to provide over there. Then only you can able to bundle that particular thing over there. Okay, for example, we can take the suppose in your class, the faculty, if the faculty starts to make attendance, if the faculty wants to do attendance means, okay, so you are entering the college for the first time, you are going for the on first day you are going there. Okay, but the faculty doesn't know the name. Okay, but still faculty will take the attendance. Okay, so in what basis faculty will get the input information? So suppose the faculty wants to call the name called Bhavya wants to call, okay, or else Abhilash wants to call me. Where the faculty will take the input reference value, might be they have a roll number will be available, or else have a name will be attendance register will be available over there. Okay, so that is a reference value over there. With that reference value, we can able to bundle the students over there. Okay, so I can able to bundle two or more students, I can able to bundle over there. You want some reference value you want over there. Okay, that reference value will be one cluster I want to provide. Okay, that is the thing they are giving us a input cluster here. So input cluster means you can connect either this cluster or you can connect this cluster also. Any cluster you can able to connect. Okay, now I'm going to connect this cluster here. So in the input terminal, okay, in the top of the we will get it. Okay, so after connecting the input cluster, you will get the what are the things available on this cluster. All the label will be all the label will be available in this place also. Okay, now you can choose which one you want. Okay, if you want a name means just go for the name and right click, create constant, and just I'm giving the value any random name, any name. Here I am choosing the number, I am choosing that. Okay, so here I am going for the constant 45. I am giving that. Okay, so any name. So let me go with the A, AS or DF. I'm going there. Okay, so I'm going for something ASDF. I'm going there. Okay, so simply I'm giving that. Okay, now if I create an indicator here means suppose if I create indicator in this on the output cluster means how many elements it will create. If I create indicator here means how many elements it will create here. So if I create cluster here means so how many elements. So if you are thinking two elements will come in, two elements will not come. Okay, because we are giving the input value, input cluster we are giving there. Okay, so here we have an input cluster will be available. If you are creating the cluster here means it will create how many elements available in the input cluster, that much of elements will be available in the output cluster also. Okay, right click, create indicator. Okay, so see here, so your output will be, you will get the output in the form of how many elements available in the input cluster. All the elements will be written, all the elements will be given in the, all the elements will be written over there. Okay, two things will not come. Okay, because we give a reference value, I am giving reference or input cluster, I am giving that. In that input cluster I have four values will be, four elements will be available. In the four elements I am using name and number only, I am using that. Okay, for the name and number only it will make a, it will the value will be changing over there. Remaining attendance and the array, the boolean and array, it will not make any changes over there. It will return the value present in the input cluster. Okay, so see here, now I'm going to run the VA here. So for the number you got the participant 45, you got that. Okay, but for the name you are getting ASDF, you are getting over there. Okay, attendance and the array I am not using that array, but still it is in the input cluster, it's available. That's why it's giving the what value available in the input cluster you gave, that value is returning on the output value over there. Okay, that is the bundle by name function. Bundle by name function, you have to provide the input cluster. Bundle by name, bundle by name function requires input cluster. If you are not connecting input cluster means you will end up with a broken run arrow. Okay, broken run arrow will come over there. Okay, very important. Okay, so kindly make a note of that. Okay, understood all of you? Understood? So try to identify the difference between a bundle and a bundle by name. Okay, so do this problem. Any doubt means just tell me. Okay, do this problem. Any doubts, if you have any, just ask me, so I will clear you. So complete this problem quickly. Doubts, ask me. Okay. You just create the indicator over there. So if you want the output of a unbundle mean, just create the indicator. Okay. Right click, create indicator. Okay. Just create the indicator over there. Okay. So we'll get the answer. Okay. So wherever you want indicator, just create the indicator means the based on that input what you are giving, that value will be written in that the respective functions over there. Okay. Completed. So tell me quickly. We'll go for one more example in cluster so that you will get some clear about the cluster over there. Okay. Still you people are doing this problem. Okay. Completed means we'll conclude this topic. Okay, the cluster topic. Okay, so you have to practice basically. Okay, practice the topics, arrays, clusters. You have to practice. Okay. So if you completed means listen. So that is today's class is over. Okay, so listen. Don't leave the meeting. Okay, so listen for a while. So some of people are asked about, sir, can you share the recorded link or something? You asked about over there. No, so kindly listen. Okay, some of the people asked about some of the there is a recorded video they asked over there. Okay, so we plan to share the video link to you. Okay, so why we are sharing means so simply only one reason.